Welcome to this explainer. Today we're jumping right into something genuinely fascinating, the web of interdependence that literally connects our personal health to the giant natural world around us. We're actually drawing on concepts from the Grade 4 social science curriculum, which honestly does a brilliant job summarizing the world we live in. It covers how we interact as a community, our deep reliance on nature, and, my personal favorite, our fundamental relationship with food. It's just a fantastic lens to view our everyday lives through.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. First, happy and healthy living. Then, the journey of food. Next, communities working together, followed by the evolution of connection. And finally, balancing progress and nature.
So, I want to break the fourth wall for a second and just ask you, when do you feel happy? It's a simple question, right? But it's profound. We feel happy during all sorts of everyday occasions, but one of the most universal joys? Eating our favorite foods. Whether it's a dish made from grains, pulses, or fresh veggies, our happiness is actually super tied to the nourishment we get from the world around us. Section 1. Happy and healthy living, starting from within. To really grasp our connection to the world, we've got to start by looking inward, at our own well-being. A totally wonderful practice for this is mindful eating. And no, this isn't just about what's physically on your plate. It's about paying close attention to what we eat and how we feel while we're eating it. By just slowing down, focusing on each bite, and chewing well, we don't just enjoy our meals way more, we actually build this profound sense of gratitude for our food. Plus, it naturally helps us make healthier choices. But, mindful eating is really just one piece of the puzzle. There are some super practical daily habits we need for a strong body and mind. Things like waking up early, doing yoga and exercises, eating a balanced diet on time, and just getting outside to play. And notice that absolutely crucial balance there, pairing physical activity with way less TV and mobile phone use, and topping the whole shebang off with a good amount of sleep. Speaking of sleep, getting enough rest is honestly just as critical as eating well or working out. A good sleep literally takes away our tiredness and makes us feel fresh. Think about it. Think about a day you played or exercised a ton. If you don't sleep well that night, it's so hard to focus the next day, right? You get tired, sleepy, maybe a little irritable. Rest is basically the foundation that keeps our minds sharp and bodies strong. All right, let's move to section 2, the journey of food, from farm to plate. Let's see how this all builds, tracing that healthy food right back to its origins. Just take a look at a plate of finished, delicious samosas and compare them to the raw grains they actually come from. Visually anchoring this concept of mindful eating really means recognizing this massive transformation. The food we love doesn't just magically appear. It starts as a humble, raw ingredient grown right in the earth. And this brilliantly illustrates a concept that holds true across so many different regional foods. Whether we're talking about soft idlis on a plate or fresh peas in a pod, diverse regional dishes all rely on these fundamental, raw elements harvested from nature. Appreciating that diversity is a huge part of respecting our meals. Seriously, the remarkable journey of just a single grain is a massive cooperative effort. First, a seed is sown into the soil. Then, natural elements, water, sunlight, air, they all step in to assist the growth. But even that's not enough. It requires the really intense hard work of farmers, the care of farm animals, and eventually, the effort of sellers and transporters just to get that harvested food on our plates. So countless natural and human elements are contributing to every single meal we eat, from the farmer on his tractor, to the farm animals, to the fresh produce itself. Understanding this grand collaboration, well, it should fill us with immense thankfulness. And it's the exact reason why we really shouldn't ever waste food. Moving right along to section 3, communities working together, thriving on cooperation. This agricultural teamwork naturally opens the door to understanding how our broader human communities function. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the comparison. In human communities, we share space and resources, we have diverse jobs, and we interact with mutual respect. But nature mirrors this perfectly. Look at insect colonies. An ant colony is basically a bustling community where everyone has a specific job. Some collect food, others protect the babies. Bees function the exact same way with their hives. It just goes to show that cooperation is a fundamental law of nature. For us humans, this cooperation is so often celebrated through shared events. Take the Van Mahasa Festival, for example. It's a beautiful tree plantation story. After planting trees to care for their surroundings, People in the village actually brought vegetables and cereals to cook and share a massive community feast together. These kinds of festivals really build a strong culture of sharing, collaboration, and a true sense of belongingness.
Section 4. Evolution of connection. How we stay in touch. Let's shift our focus to how technology has supercharged these cooperative communities over time.
I mean, technology has completely transformed how we interact. In the past, writing letters was the norm, but they took a long time to reach people. Communication was very deliberate and slow. Today, quick messages and video calls are practically instantaneous. But this raises a super important point. While sending messages makes sharing news incredibly easy, it also means wrong information can spread like wildfire. It really challenges us to stop and think about how we can ensure the news we share today is actually true. And it's definitely not just communication that's changed. Our physical movement has evolved too. Faster travel and the rise of community institutes, things like banks, hospitals, and markets, have made massive changes to our daily activities. These advancements have completely reshaped the modern world, making everything feel much smaller and so much more accessible.
That brings us to Section 5, balancing progress in nature, finding harmony. Because with all this rapid progress, we have to carefully consider how it impacts those natural surroundings we just learned we rely on so heavily.
There's a conversation with a character named Data G that captures his tension perfectly. He points out that yes, modern facilities like flyovers and metros have made life easier. However, many animals, birds, and trees that used to be around are just gone now because of these changes. But when asked if we can have development while keeping the environment safe, he says absolutely yes, by creating a balance. Like for instance, if we actively plant trees, we can keep our environment secure.
So the crucial point is that human progress and nature don't have to be enemies. We can absolutely enjoy the incredible modern facilities that make our lives easier, but we've got to pair that with active responsibility. Whether it's planting trees, protecting public property, or just being mindful of our resources, it takes a cooperative, community-wide effort to keep our environment safe and secure.
Well, we've covered a ton of ground today, zooming all the way out from our personal habits to global ecosystems. So to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought straight from the curriculum. Step outside and really look at your surroundings. What difficulties might people face living in your specific local landform, and how exactly does nature benefit your daily life? Take a moment today to observe just how interconnected you are with the world right outside your door. Thanks for joining me, and keep exploring.